a commitment today, decide who you want to work with, decide what teen you're going to support, and decide what adult you're going to ask to mentor you. And actually take action on that. Because you have to be the change you want to see in the world. Thank you, guys. Thank you.
Makofi. Ingine tena. That was powerful, right? You got to see what is leading to the programs and then how the programs are taking effect, and there's even evidence. We are seeing Eileen coming here to tell you what she is. At that age, she already has so many titles. I think personally at that age I was just a child, but with her she already has so many titles. So what I've picked is that from the summary, we just need to pick who we can mentor or we can send to a place to be mentored. And then there's an age group already from 12 to 20 that we need to work with. Due to time, we'll not be able to take questions at this point. We'll take questions at the end. I'd like to introduce the next panelist so that she may be able to tell us what she has in store for us. This panelist is a child. She's 13-year-old girl, just like the one that has come here. And she's one of the speakers for this conference. And what she's already doing is, I think, is commendable and exceptional. And I think the best way we can honor her is just to stand so that we can clap as she comes to the stage. Thank you. Please stand. This is also a way to make sure that the food is also going down. We're just from lunch. So please, let's clap until she comes here. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Good afternoon, everyone. You may now have your seats. It's okay. I hope all of you had a good afternoon. Did you? So to all the representatives of the United Nations, development partners, honored guests, and all protocols observed, good afternoon. Before I proceed, I would like to warmly welcome my fellow children. Say amen. So I'm reading one of my speeches that is really close to my heart. So I have a picture in my mind that haunts me. It is of an empty desk, a simple wooden desk in a classroom somewhere. Its owner, a girl I know named Grace, is not absent. Her school is submerged. The floods that displaced over 600,000 children last year didn't just take her home. They erased her sanctuary. That emptiness is not passive. It is a silent, screaming accusation. I am Alana, a child of Africa, a climate advocate, and I stand before you today as a witness of a silent emergency. The climate crisis is also a child's rights crisis. Today, I want to speak about something urgent, something personal, and something that affects all of us. The connection between climate change, child protection, and the role of children and young people in leading solutions. Let me tell you one thing about Africa. Africa is one of the youngest in the whole world, and over 60% of our population is under 25. That means every drought, every flood, and every heat wave shapes the childhood and the futures of millions of children. The truth is, we are the first generation to fully understand the destruction of childhood, and we may be the last ones with a chance to stop it. And yet, too often, children are treated as passive victims. And let me be clear, we are not the victims. We are the innovators, leaders, and the protectors of our communities. Climate change is no longer a distant threat to us. It is a daily reality. In 2024 alone, floods in Kenya, Ethiopia, and Somalia displaced over 600,000 children's homes were destroyed, schools were closed, and access to water disappeared. Droughts in southern Africa left millions malnourished, at risk of disease and struggling to survive. Across West and Central Africa, floods distributed education, leaving children vulnerable to child labor, early marriage, and trauma. But these immediate crises are just the beginning. The World Bank projects climate change will be pushed an additional 37.6 million Africans into poverty by 2030. This is beyond a humanitarian crisis. It is the greatest market failure we have faced ever. And children are paying the price. And yet, despite being on the frontliners, children's voices are too often ignored. Their insights, their experiences, their solutions often unheard. Excluding children and youth is not only a violation of rights, but a missed opportunity. Evidence shows that when children and young people participate in climate action, communities recover faster, disasters are mitigated from effectively, and child protection outcomes improve. Let me share some examples from our continent, Africa. In East Africa, youth volunteers in Kenya, Somalia, and Ethiopia. Number one, it distributes clean water and nutrition to displaced families. Two, planting trees and restored riverbanks to prevent future floods. And number three, providing psychosocial support to children traumatized by displacement. In West Africa, young people in Nigeria, Mali, and Niger set up mobile classrooms and digital learning platforms, ensured children continuing learning despite floods, and reducing vulnerability to exploitation by keeping education alive. In Southern Africa, youth-led initiatives in Zimbabwe, Zambia, and Mozambique identified households most in need, implemented community gardens and water harvesting projects, and also educated communities on climate-smart agriculture, protecting children from hunger. These examples show a simple truth. When young people lead, children are protected, communities are stronger, and resilience grows. So what must we do? We must move from applauding young people's actions to systematically investing in it. I call for a new contract, a child protection and climate finance compact built on 4 pillars. The first pillar is co-governance. We demand legally mandated youth seats in the committees that draft national adaptation plans and manage disasters. Children and young people must be involved in disaster preparedness, local risk mapping, and policy design. They notice risks adults sometimes miss. Their peer networks spread vital information fast. Their involvement strengthens the resilience of both children and communities. Number 2, reimagine schools as resilience hubs. A school must be a sanctuary. When disaster strikes, it should be the place where a child finds safety, clean water, nutrition, and the community of the education. This is the bedrock of resilient community. Education must be climate resilient. Youth-led programs can set up emergency learning spaces during disasters and also provide psychosocial support to peers. The third one is finance and frontlines. We need a specific measured target. I call for a minimum of 10% of our public climate finance to be directed to child protection services and youth-led innovation grants. This is the 10% for the next generation principle. If we can track finance for infrastructure, we can track it for our children's future. It is notable that youth engagement improves health, nutrition, and environmental awareness. Clean water campaigns reduce disease outbreaks. Community gardens mitigate malnutrition, and environmental education helps children adapt to climate change. And the fourth one is integrate adaptive safeguards. A climate early warning should automatically trigger a cash transfer to a vulnerable family and activate education continuity plans. We must use technology to build a safety net that responds before a crisis becomes a catastrophe. And finally, we must empower a generation of climate leaders across Africa by planting trees and restoring wetlands, innovating climate-smart technologies, and also educating peers and mobilizing communities. Supporting these efforts is an investment in child protection, community resilience, and sustainable development. African children and youth are not waiting for solutions, they are creating them because we are the future. But they cannot do it alone. Protecting children while enabling their participation requires political while funding and partnership. To governments, you have the power to change the laws, codify our participation, make youth co-governance the rule, not the expectation. Number two, to develop partners and NGOs. We have the platforms, amplify our impact, provide not just mentorship, but direct, flexible funding to grassroots youth initiatives. To international donors, you hold the purse strings, ensure climate finance is not just distributed, but that it is child responsive, mandate that 10%. To Africa youth, continue innovating, organizing, and advocating. Continue to hold the powerful accountable. Your leadership will safeguard communities and the planet. Let this conference make a tuning point. It is the moment Africa declares that the resilience of our communities will be built upon the resilience of our children. Let us live here with a compact that ensures every dollar for climate adaptation carries the weight of justice and the promises of inclusion. Protecting children through participation, Africa's future, let us act decisively, inclusively, and boldly. Because the work of safeguarding our planet and the work of securing our child's future are not two different tasks, they are one and the same covenant. Thank you, and asanteni.
More clapping. For in particular, we are here because of children. The title of the conference contains the word child, and we are hearing recommendations from a child on what we can do to make it better. And it starts with an empty desk of a child who is not in school, but not because they are missing school, but because of floods. Then it goes on to provide solutions being run by youth. So I think we can pick a lot from there. I'd like to just end it there, but then request that anyone with questions, we'll take 2 questions for the session due to time. Anyone with any questions for the presenters? Any questions? Yes.
This question goes to our madam there. So I was asking about the youth program that you are having. So how often have you done the program, and what are the biggest impacts that the people or the children who have engaged in that youth program have gained, apart from the ones we have here? Because I know you've engaged a lot of children. So what are the impact, and how often are you doing this youth program?
Thank you for that. Any other question? Yeah, sorry.
Yes, this question goes to Madam. So I was asking, these empowerment programs, do you only do to those in your organization, or also when you are welcomed or you are called to somewhere or to any event, do you attend and also empower those children? Yes.
We're behind schedule, so I'll answer quickly. So for now, the program is just once a year. We do it in April in St. Andrew's School, And it's hopefully going to be more often, but we do continued mentorship. So the program is 4 days in person in April, and then after that we do online mentorship and peer group where we walk the kids through and help them with their contribution projects for their communities. So many of the kids have started their contribution projects, and we've mentored them on those projects. One of them was Eileen's project. There were other projects where kids created mental health groups and peer groups after school programs. They've also done creation of sustainable products where they were trying to create products that were sustainable made out of bamboo. For instance, because they were trying to replace cotton, which, as you know, uses a lot of water. Another project that we worked on was the solution to world hunger, which is garden towers. They're made out of shading material, and they use 1/16 of the water that you would normally use to plant vegetables, and they use 1/24 of the space because they're vertical. So that's another sustainable project that the kids initiated. There's also a whole bunch of kids who created after-school soccer programs for their peers. They didn't have a place to do something productive, so they did soccer programs connected with personal development. So this one had kids from 4 nations. It was Kenya, Uganda, Tanzania, and South Africa. So far we had 4 nations. We of course want more. And then at the other side of West Africa, we're gonna hopefully get the other countries. So that's the plan. And did any of this answer your question? No, okay, so you need to remind me your question, because I don't remember.
Okay, so my question is, do you only train those who are under your association or under your group, or when you're called somewhere to maybe also advise others?
Absolutely. So yeah, the program, the 4-day program is, and we're expanding it to 5 days actually this next year. But we absolutely go to organizations, we go to schools. I teach also in schools, I teach in corporations, I teach all over the world, and our entire team does that as well. So if there's a need, we can come and create a workshop that's customized to the needs of the organization. So it could be a couple of hours or a few days. It's whatever you guys need. Okay, great. Thank you guys. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Monica. Thanks to also Alana, and thank you guys for giving us your time and your ears. And right now I'd like to hand it over to the co-chair of the conference to guide on the next steps. Thank you.
Thank you, Gilbert and Alana and Monica. Apologies, we are really running behind the schedule. Some presenters are coming online, so we'll try and finish by 4:30. Apologies. But I think it's worth it, you know. The learning, the knowledge is worth. So we'll immediately go into the breakout rooms as indicated. I'm making sure I'm in the right page. Page 5, right? So we will have everyone go into the rooms upstairs. Looks like we don't have anything more here. So we'll have those who are interested on climate and humanitarian issues. There is Professor Franz doing work on vicarious trauma in room D11. That will be moderated by June Washira. There is room D23. The moderator, we've swooped. It will be Dr. Eric Ater. First floor, D23. We all know where they are. Then there will be a third group moderated by Lillian. This will be on localization. So the second group is on child participation again, where we have Dennis Rotemo and the others. So the last room, C202 on second floor. So now we believe we are aware. So let's hit the rooms. I beg your indulgence that let's finish by 4:30. If you have only 2 papers, you can finish earlier. I think there will be tea served Because we are not coming back here, I can give guidance. So once we are done with that, please have your tea, coffee break, network, and then tomorrow morning we all meet here at 8:30. Is it at 8 or at 8:30? By 8, right, so that we do a recap, and at 8:30 we'll have a keynote speech. Tomorrow, prayerfully, we'll be able to manage time much better. There was a bit of a challenge on lunch. I know that's contributed to this. I'm sure we've learned we'll do better tomorrow. Any question, clarification? Children, you can go back to your center. Just follow your program, okay? Any clarification? Great, so feel free, follow through your program, see what interests you. Enjoy your time and network at 4:30, and see you tomorrow at 8 in the morning here in the auditorium.